Well, a very good afternoon from Phuket, and today I'm back in Karon. Now, some of you may remember a video I did about 4 months ago where I looked at this area, and recently I've been getting a lot of requests from people on my YouTube channel and also my Facebook group asking me about the position right here, right now. So on today's video, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look at the state of play in Karon as of the 10th of October 2021. So let's now jump straight into the video. Behind me is the Centara Resort Karon, which was due to open a few months ago, but unfortunately as yet has not reopened. And of course, this is affecting the area directly around the hotel, with many businesses in this area reliant partly on trade from the hotel. And with this hotel still being closed, is having a very heavy effect on this area. Being positioned down a side away from the main road, this area doesn't normally get a lot of foot traffic without the hotel being open. Talking to a few of the business owners within this area over the last couple of days that I've been visiting Karon, they've expressed to me their desperate situation and how many of them are only just hanging on. And of course, a lot of owners have already lost their businesses due to the lack of customers. So we can only hope that hotels like this, not only here in Karon, but across the whole of the island, are going to be opening up very, very soon. We are now seeing the position slowly improving here in Phuket, but I must emphasize the word slowly. We have seen some of the restrictions being eased, and of course the Sandbox Project getting underway with varying results. I noticed a media report yesterday on the Sandbox Project that stated it's generated just over 43,000 people coming to the island of Phuket, but of course not all of those people were tourists. And looking around Karon today, I see very little impact from the Sandbox Project. In the last week, we've seen the restriction on restaurants being lifted regarding the sale of alcohol, and now restaurants here in Phuket can actually sell alcohol on their premises, which is a great news for a lot of their customers, and I hope that's going to generate some positivity amongst the businesses. However, I must stress this is only restaurants that are allowed to serve alcohol. At the moment, bars and nighttime entertainment venues are not allowed to open or sell alcohol. And of course, we are seeing reports in the media of bars opening up under the guise of restaurants, but generally across the island the nightlife is a lot quieter than days gone by. Let's now jump locations and take a look at what's happening nearer to the main roads. Well, this is the main road that runs through the centre of Karon, and as you can see, not much has really changed over the last 4 months. There are 1 or 2 restaurants and shops are starting to open up, but not in any great numbers. We are still waiting for the tourists to return. However, we have had some good news over the last few weeks. We've seen the UK take Thailand off their red list, which means travellers from the UK on returning to their own country will no longer have to quarantine, which is great news. And hopefully this will encourage more people in the UK to visit Thailand. And in the last 24 hours really, we've had an announcement from the Prime Minister saying as from the 1st of November, tourists entering into Thailand from certain countries who are fully vaccinated will no longer have to undergo any quarantine, which is fantastic news. If this goes ahead, this is going to be a massive boost to Thailand's tourism, and I really hope that we can start to see some tourists returning in larger numbers than what we have seen up to yet. Sawadee Krab. Daytime here in Karon is not as big an issue as the evening time. By day, of course, you have the lovely Karon Beach to enjoy, and we are now starting to see a few small vendors returning to the beach area, so you are going to be able to find a small amount of food and drink. I've started to see a few small shops and small restaurants opening back up, but I must stress choices are still very limited, but slowly things are starting to improve here in Karon. I even saw a money exchange open the other day here in Karon, which is the first one I've seen open in quite some time. So let's now just quickly check out the exchange rates here. It's the only one that I've seen open here in Karon. However, in the evening time, the picture isn't so great, with many of the businesses that are open in the daytime choosing to shut up shop and close around 8:30, 9 o'clock. This is a far cry from the Phuket before. Thailand is well known and famous for its nightlife, especially in areas like Patong, where normally the nightlife wouldn't get going until at least 9 p.m. in the evening, with many businesses, shops, restaurants not closing much before midnight, and people being able to party until the wee small hours. However, this has all changed over the last 2 years, and now it's becoming very difficult to find any life, especially here in Karon after 9 p.m. I would recommend people look at their hotels very carefully, and where possible upgrade the hotel to have more on-site facilities, especially things like restaurants and shops, because this is going to be a very big advantage in the evening time here in Karon. Otherwise you could find your choices extremely limited at night. So would I recommend Karon as a place to stay? Well, this is a very difficult question for me to answer without knowing the person or persons and what they're actually looking for. But what I will say, if you're after a quieter holiday, more centered around the beach and the hotel facilities, you're looking to hire a vehicle so you can go off and check out the sights around the island of Phuket, then yes, I would say Karon is an okay place to stay, but you have to bear in mind you will have limited choices regarding restaurants and shops in the evening time. If you are the type of person that's looking for a lot of things to do, you want to go out partying, want to eat at lots of different restaurants and have a big choice of shops, but are not looking at hiring any vehicles, then no, I would say Karon is not going to be the ideal place to stay, because as I've already shown and mentioned, you will have extremely limited services available around the Karon, especially in the evening time. Sawadee Krab. Okay, well you can clearly see there on the sign open from 7 o'clock in the morning but closes at 8:30 in the evening. Well, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this area, so please do feel free to drop any comments in the section down below. And I hope this video has given you a better insight and understanding to the current position here in Karon. Well, that just leaves me to say, as always, thanks for watching the video, and until next time, you take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.